Today I'm diving into some classic comfort food at a pumpkin patch, grabbing Filipino food at Max's, and finishing the day with a slice of pecan pie back at home. Plus, I couldn't resist exploring a bit of the pumpkin patch too. Our first stop is Murray Family Farms. During the fall, they have a pumpkin patch and other fun activities. But before we get into all of that, I'm stopping by their grocery store located right at the entrance to try their comfort foods.
Is this what we're looking at?
At first, I was a little skeptical seeing all the food under heat lamps, but I decided to keep an open mind and give it a fair shot. First, I tried the blueberry barbecue pulled pork pie.
That sounds weird in theory.
Even though it sounded like a strange combination of flavors, it actually tasted amazing.
It's really good.
The meat was smoky with a light hint of blueberry that added a bit of sweetness. It was tender and had a nice balance of flavors that just worked. I'm really glad we ordered this. Would you try something with blueberry and barbecue? Next was their chicken pot pie. After the rich flavor of the barbecue pulled pork, the chicken pot pie seemed a bit bland at first. It's funny that they call it a pot pie since you can pick it up and eat it like an empanada, not something in a pot. But the filling was tender and moist, with more sauce than the barbecue pie, which kept it juicy. The vegetables inside added a nice balance, making it taste good in its own way. While I did prefer the barbecue pulled pork pie just a bit more, both pies had the same incredible crust. It was super buttery and flaky, making each bite really addictive. We also got the loaded baked potato. It came topped with spicy ground beef and a generous layer of nacho cheese. Unfortunately, it didn't taste very good. For dessert, we tried a giant chocolate chip cookie that cost $4. The cookie was surprisingly good, packed with chocolate chips and just the right amount of chewiness. For its size and rich flavor, I'd say it was worth the $4. Besides for the savory empanada-like pies, the grocery store also had a variety of homegrown foods from their farm. I grabbed a pecan pie that we'll be having a bit later. After that, we headed into the farm. I started by shooting some hoops with my mother-in-law.
Oh, okay, final. First try!
That was actually the only shot I made all day. My other attempts looked more like this.
No. You know, I looked so confident when she threw it to me, but I actually was like, I don't know if I'm gonna catch this.
After my mother-in-law beat me at basketball, we checked out the rest of the pumpkin patch. We took a tractor tour of the local crops, went through a very forgiving corn maze, explored their sunflower field, and then grabbed our pumpkins before leaving.
Are your eyes burning?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Even though this place is geared towards families with kids, I still had a fun time. After a long day outside, we set off to our next destination. Next, we headed over to Max's, a popular Filipino restaurant chain that started in the Philippines. They're most famous for their fried chicken, but their menu also includes a lot of other Filipino classics too. I started off with a glass of Calamansi Juice, which was really refreshing after a long day. For anyone who hasn't tried it, Calamansi is a citrus fruit similar to a mix between lime and orange, with a slightly sweet but tangy flavor. I think it's even better than lemonade. Have you tried Calamansi Juice before? Our first dish was a Filipino-style egg roll called Lumpiang Shanghai. I grew up with lumpia, so it didn't blow my mind, but I can't deny that the crispy exterior and savory meat were really satisfying. Plus, it tasted even better dipped in the sweet and sour sauce, which added a perfect balance of tangy and sweet to each bite. Next up was a beef and vegetable soup called Nilaga. The beef was really tender, and the broth had a clean, refreshing flavor that paired perfectly with some rice. Even though I'm not too big on vegetables, I'll admit that the Napa cabbage and green beans balanced it out nicely. After that came the pork belly sisig. It's traditionally made with pig ear, but I was curious to try their pork belly version. The flavor was savory with a hint of tanginess, and it tasted great with rice. I think I still prefer the texture of the classic pig ear version though. It had a spicy kick from jalapenos that added depth, but with my low spice tolerance, it was a bit challenging for me to eat. I only wish would come with a larger group, so we could have ordered even more of their classics, like the famous fried chicken and crispy pata. After one more quick stop, it's finally time for dessert. We picked up this pecan pie from the pumpkin patch earlier and shared half of it with my in-laws before heading home to try it ourselves. Alright, we're finally back home. Let's slice this up and give it a quick warm-up. I think I microwaved it for too long. This is like 30 seconds. Next one's 15 seconds. Hopefully it looks better. 15 seconds is better. It still looks like a pie. Of course I managed to overdo it, but as a gentleman, I gave my wife the non-burnt piece. Have you ever burnt a pie too, or is it just me? Is it still good? Ow.
Okay, it nearly scorched me a second ago, but let's see if it tastes better with ice cream.
That's really good. It might look hideous, but honestly, it's still really good. I think the texture kind of changed a little. It's not as creamy, it kind of cooked a little more.
Thankfully, my wife let me try hers too.
Okay, so this is how it should taste. Oh yeah.
The pie was amazing. I couldn't decide what was best, the buttery, flaky crust, the gooey filling, or the sweet, crunchy pecans on top. Even the slightly extra toasty slice was good too. It's been over 2 years since I last had pecan pie, and after this, I'm never gonna wait that long again. Thanks for watching.